Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video, we're going to be walking through how to make a YouTube channel, the 2022-2023 version for your church. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I know I've made this before, but guess what? Things have changed with YouTube. There are new functionality, old things have gone away, new things are being implemented. And I want to just go from the beginning and get you up and running so that if you don't have a channel at all, this will be your go-to guide on how to get everything done as of October 19th, 2022. Now, be aware that if there are other changes, I will make another video, and there will be chapters down below that you can jump to any point if you have any questions or need to refer back. Those chapters will help you jump to it. So let's go ahead and cut over to the computer. All right, folks, so we're here on our computer, and the very first thing that you need is a Google account. It is free to do that. Just go to google.com, and if you don't have an account, you will see a sign in. So let's go ahead and click on sign in here, and it's going to take you to this. And we're just going to go ahead and click on create account and just pick for work, for your child, for personal use. I personally would try and lean more towards for personal use because, again, one of the things I believe from a media ministry is to have a uniform media ministry account that any of the members can get into. You can do that, and then you just go through personal use, fill this stuff out, pick a unique name, and then there you go. So I've already got that done, and this is the media email that I have set up for Signs and Wonders. All right, now that you've got that done, we're going to go ahead and click on YouTube. All right, now, if this is the very first time, now they're really pushing for everyone to have an account with some other changes that I will talk about later in this video. But the first thing it's going to come up with is, hey, how you'll appear. Do you want to create an account? Yes, you want to go ahead and do that. And you want to give it a name. And I'm just going to say Signs, SWM Media Ministry. Now it's already pulling a image from my account because this is the image, our logo that I uploaded when I made our Google account. All right. So pick this name. You can change it in the future, but give some real thought to that. And we'll address some other things as well. So let's go ahead and create our account right there. Now, this account is a personal account. You will have multiple ways of making other accounts. That might be a brand account and stuff like that. Like right now, my channel, AJ the CEO, is a brand account. Again, don't worry about that for this type of standpoint. This personal one is fine. You can always change it in the future. But again, just realize right now it's a personal. You can make a brand one. All right, so now we are here on our default page here. And everything is completely blank. All right. Now, when you're making this channel, one of the changes that YouTube is rolling out now is a thing called handles. So if I go to handle right now, this is something that's going to roll out, and this is going to be your, and I always talk about having a digital handle, your brand that crosses all social media. This is what's going to be moving forward. So even though right now, if I go to my channel, you see all this long line, UCN, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's how it used to be. And that's how my channel used to be until you got in the past. Once you got 100 subscribers, you can change that to where now you'll have a personalized URL. So instead of going to youtube.com/channel, blah, 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 you have now, like my channel, you go to youtube.com/AJaytheCEO. That required you to have 100 subscribers to do that. But handles is rolling out for everyone, meaning that you're not going to do this in the future. You're going to pick a handle which starts with @something, and then you pick whatever the name is. And we'll go over that. But I need you to think about when you decide your handle, because it's a first come, first serve. So unless you have a very, very unique ministry, most likely a common name that you may use, like First Baptist Church or something like that, that's probably going to get taken. So you need to think of a unique handle that differentiates your ministry from everybody else. And that is going to be the go-to name that people look up when they find you. All right. Try and make it short and sweet. Don't make it super long. Because again, this is something that people are going to use all the time. So keep that in the back of your mind as we go over this. All right, so now before we even start customizing our channel, let's go over here to the upper right and let's make this full screen. Let's go up to the upper right and we're going to click on our little icon here, and it's going to show us access to a bunch of stuff. Our studio, switch account, sign out, purchases, all this other stuff. The main thing we're going to do, let's go to our YouTube studio. So in here, this gives you all your analytics, gives you how to control your channel. But what we need to do is do some prep work before we get started. All right. So we have our dashboard, we have our content. This is what shows where our videos are going to be, our playlists, our analytics, our comments, when people start leaving comments, subtitles, copyright. That's if somebody, if somebody tries to use your information, your video without your permission, something will be listed here. Monetization. And we also have customization. We're going to come back to the main thing of this, but what we want to do is start prepping and setting our channel up. So let's go to customization. We're going to come back to layout, and we're going to go all the way to basic information. Basic information, you want to fill out something in the description. The description is the about you, when people click on your channel to find out what's this whole thing about. Don't leave it blank. Put some basic information in. Some things I would suggest is your statement of faith, your beliefs, your purpose for the channel, church address, and you might want to even put your leadership, who is the pastor, things like that. You don't want to have it drag out, but you want to have some information there so that if people like the stuff you're doing and they want to get some information, there's your info. Now, just be mindful, just with anything else, I'm sure you're getting robocalls and everything like that. You're going to put some stuff here and you may put yourself to be prone to get stuff. So I would highly recommend don't put a phone number on there unless you already have some stuff in place to do that. But that is at your discretion. This is just think about this as the about, just like you would have on your website, but a little bit shorter. All right, so when handles come out, you will have a new entry here that lets you display what your handle is, or you pick it here. So again, this is brand new since we just made it. It's not here and it's gonna roll out, but this is coming to everyone. So be on the lookout for the email account that you set up your YouTube pages. That's what's gonna get the email or in the studio to tell you it's time to pick your handle. All right. Now, the next thing we have are links. You can put up to five links currently on your page so that people can see it. So for example, we can do the church website. So I would do Signs Wonders Ministries.org. You could put, your Facebook page, whatever. You can put up to 5 of them. All right. And I'm gonna leave out the Facebook one. Oh no, I think I remembered off the top of my head. Something like that. And you can do 5 of them. So you put your TikTok, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever that you got on there. All right. And right now you can show up to 5. You can say right now, oh, I just want to show 2 because I'm only putting 2. That is your choice. Now, a contact information, put an email there so people can contact you. But my recommendation, and like what I do, I put this under a group email that goes to my company so that it's not a direct email to me, so people can't spam me and stuff like that. So for me, I have a folder set up, email set up that goes to everybody, but really no one owns it. So that would be one that's monitored, that anybody can answer. But again, if somebody spams this, it's not going to impact everybody's everyday life. All right. So that's our basic information. Really simple. All right. And you can come over here to branding now. This is where you could change your logo here if you wanted to, put a specific one up here. I already have that. That's done through your Google account, but you could easily come in here and change that if you wanted to. Just upload something. Look at the specs. They recommend 98 by 98 at minimum and nothing bigger than 4 megabytes. Really straightforward. Now, you also have a banner that will be kind of like the top of your channel to show, hey, what's everything going on, and describe your channel. That's the first thing people are going to see. Now, I like to use canva.com, which is another free site that you can actually make this stuff here. So you could actually type in YouTube banner, and it gives you a template that you can make already, but it looks like YouTube has changed the dimensions. Like they have the banner here as 2560 by 1440, but YouTube is saying at least 2048 by 1152. So what they're offering here is bigger, but you just don't have to do it that big. So I've already made one, but if you just pick this, you can go over some ones that they suggest here if you want to. Like for example, let's go with this one. You know, you could change, drag and drop, change all this other stuff here. You want this to be simple. So for me, what I do is our statement of faith and the things that our ministry stands for. I've already made one. And for us, that is this. Our generic colors, our logo, and the name of the ministry, and our 3 tenets that we apply by and follow by: seeking God, sharing the gospel, serving people. So that's what we got. And that was really simple. I mean, I just picked the color, added my logo, and then put the stuff in text. So we downloaded that. Let's come over here to upload. I've actually already downloaded it a couple of times. There it is. Now the full size shows when somebody goes to this on a TV, a smart TV. This is for your desktop. And then this little box that you see are for mobile devices. Make sure you can read everything on all 3 devices. Mainly people watch YouTube on a mobile device. So again, don't make the stuff so big that people can't read it. All right, we got that. Now we got our image. Now we also can put a watermark on our videos. That way, you know, you're seeing it anywhere else. It'll put your logo or whatever type of image that you want there, so that if anybody happened to take any of your content, it will have a watermark of that logo showing this is where this really came from. So I already have one here. I'm gonna upload that. And so now we can pick, do we want this to just go at the end of the video? You want this to be at a custom start time, or do you want it for the entire video? I'm gonna leave it for the entire video. All right. And we have layout. We're gonna come back to this. So let's go ahead and hit publish. I'm gonna close all these other tabs. And now let's look at what our channel looks like. And there we go. Look at that. Nice and neat. And there's our link that we have for our church website, and then our Facebook one right there. So again, we could have 5, but this is what we got. Really, really cool, nice and neat. It's not blowing up people's eyes because there's so much text and stuff. You want it to be simple. Less is more. All right. Let's close this out. All right. So let's go back over here. And these are just some of my suggestions for when it comes to setting up your channel, especially for a media ministry. I'm thinking to avoid that one person who made the page, they own it, and then they get mad, they leave the church, and now you got to make a new YouTube channel because they were the only person with the keys to the kingdom. All right, so we're going to go to settings here, and we're going to go through this. This is general dollar amount, not that big of a deal right now. Your channel. Let's go here and set our country, United States. Do you want to do any keywords? These keywords are not necessarily ways for people to find you. Keywords and tags are really now meant for if there are common ways that your name is being misspelled. Like, for example, I spell AJ, A-J-A-Y, but people spell my name as AJ. So I list these as my keywords and tags so that if somebody's misspelling my name, they know how to come to me. Those tags really don't do that much to get your information out there, so be mindful of that. But with that being said, what are our keywords? I would say, obviously, Signs and Wonders Ministries, comma, SWM, signs and wonders, signs, wonders, because that's our tag on our website and things like that. So you can add a couple of them. You have up to 500 characters that you can use. All right. Now let's go to advanced settings. There's been some changes in YouTube to where now you have to flag per video or for the channel overall, is your content made for kids or not? Now, from a ministry standpoint, I would honestly recommend don't set your channel to be for kids. When you do that, some changes have been made in YouTube to where people can't share your messages, you can't search for them, because a lot of people, creators, have been exploiting kids in their type of content, and you can get in big trouble if you say that your content is for kids and the material isn't really made for kids. So the easiest thing for me is, now, before I say that, you could do a one-off to where every time a new video is uploaded, you flag this video is for kids, this one is not. That is at your discretion. Me personally, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to set overall that no, set this channel is not made for kids. And that just sets me up in the future so I don't have to worry about anything. Now, if I do one video, I could always change that. But overall, globally, this channel is not meant for kids, right? Now, if we scroll down, if you are ever into wanting to get into the profit sharing of YouTube, you would need to make a Google Ads account. I'm not going over that. Let me know if you would like me to, but again, this is not really, I don't even want to get into like if your ministry page wants to earn income from YouTube. I do, but again, you know, I don't know the legality of all the stuff with the church. That's why I avoid talking about that. Automatic captions. This is where the system will create closed captions for whatever that the AI is scanning people who are talking and turn that into text. Do you want to prevent it from putting, you know, inappropriate words? Honestly, I just go ahead and do that anyway. Do you want to disable interest-based ads? Again, a change that was made with YouTube is ads are going to be on all videos. So honestly, it doesn't really matter. You can't really do anything about that until you get into the profit sharing stuff. So just leave these as default. And another new thing that they are having now on YouTube is that you can be a part of allowing people to sample your content and make, use your content to make another video. Nothing the matter with that, but I mean, me personally, I own the content that I have, and I don't want anybody to use anything without my express permission. So for me, I'm going to uncheck that. All right. Now, if you wanted to make any other management changes on your account, you can click here. You could remove YouTube content completely here. Definitely don't want to do that, because then we'll be starting this all over again. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is go to our feature eligibility. When you start your YouTube channel like we did, you have limiting things that you can do. I mean, you could upload videos, you can make playlists, you can add collaborators to playlists, and you can add new videos to existing playlists. But that is it. You cannot make videos over 15 minutes long. You can't use custom thumbnails, and you can't live stream. So what we need to do is get that stuff turned on. So we're just going to get our verify our account, which is really simple. I'm going to blur this out. We're going to go ahead and put in a number here to get verified. I'm going to have them send me a code, if I can find my phone. All right, my code just came through. And let's go ahead and put that in. And boom, we are now verified. See, that didn't take very long. So now we can have videos longer than 15 minutes. We can have custom thumbnails, and we can live stream. Now, advanced features are not going to open up. We have one that's available, but all the rest of them don't open up until you've at least had your account for at least 2 months and you're actively using it. So, and that's with applying for monetization, appealing content IDs, and all this other stuff. A lot of that stuff you have to be on for 2 months, but we have the prep work now. These things were essential so that we can get stuff going. So let's go ahead and just save, and I'm gonna go right back into it because we've been making a bunch of changes here. Now, your upload defaults. This will save you a whole lot of time that you can put information that every time you upload a video, it's always going to fill out the stuff for you. And it's like a template. You make it easy. So for example, you could always say, I'm going to do it kind of like a generic thing that I like to do. So I'll do sermon title. I'll say sermon/topic title as a question, because YouTube people are looking for answers to questions. So put that question as your title, no matter what the sermon is. That's your insider tip. And then you could put, your ministry name if you want to. I think that's kind of personally, I think that's kind of pointless because you already have a name there. Stuff has changed. How people find your videos are mainly dependent on your title, your thumbnail, and the description. All right. So I like to put that in place. And as a reminder, if you put in your sermon topic title, phrase it as a question, because that's what people are looking for. And that's just a reminder every time I'm looking at putting videos up. And then you could always put another one where date, but again, you don't need to do that necessarily because a date option is at the bottom of the description of the video. So you could put your ministry name. Again, I think that's kind of redundant because you already have it. So you just have those options. So every time we upload a video, this is how it's going to be in the format. And then you just fill it out. The same way in the description, you can do the same thing. So you can put your, like what I like to do is service, date, scripture, speaker, and then any type of other information. And the other thing I like to do now as well too is do chapters. I list those times because when you make chapters in your video, you have to put a time inside of here, and that's what makes the little chapters in your video when you play. You could also put, your church information here, church address, website, ways to our online giving, contact information. Now, when you do your videos, realize that the very first 3 lines are the ones that show up on mobile and on the computer. Everything else shows up. You have to click on show more. So put the most important things in the first 3 lines. Normally for me, that might be the service date, scripture, and speaker, something like that. But you can put whatever there. Just know that the first 3 lines are the ones that show up. Now, another thing, hashtags are a very big thing, another way of sorting stuff. So for this, I would put some common ones that I want to differentiate myself. So with my videos, I put hashtag AJaytheCEO on everything. So if you click on that hashtag, it shows every one of my videos. If you do e-missionary, media ministry training, all of my videos show up. So you could make your own hashtag. So I'll do SWM, and then you might want to do a hashtag on the topic, that scripture or whatever that's going on. And then if anybody else is using it, yours will be lumped into that. So you can come up with any other ones that you want. I highly recommend you use a hashtag that's unique to you. So you could use that as your handle that you're picking when it becomes available. Use that so people can find you by your handle or by your hashtag. That is your choice. You can only use 3 hashtags though. Anything other than that, it ignores it. All right. So at minimum, I'll have that. Now, visibility. This is how your videos are going to be shown. Again, this is your template for uploading. So you have an option of once you upload it, it goes public. I kind of don't like that. You also have private. You're the only one who can see it, or unlisted, meaning that it's there, but the only way people can see it is if they know the link directly. Now, me personally, I like having all my stuff show up as unlisted when I upload it, because it allows, once I've uploaded it, it allows YouTube to scan it to see if I have any copyrights, have any issues. And as a person in media ministry, it is our responsibility to protect our ministry from going viral in the wrong way. Last thing you want is to make a video public and then it's somebody I don't know, passing gas on a video or something like that, and you catch it and you take it down. But now that it's out, you can, if somebody gets it, there's nothing you can do to really control that. And it's just going to go crazy and go viral. And we don't want to go viral for the wrong reason. So I like to have all my stuff listed as unlisted when I upload it. So I have time to let AI, the YouTube AI scan my stuff to make sure there's no any issues with the audio, the music or anything. And then I have a chance to, oh, this messed up. Let me delete it. Let me re-upload it. And I make the fixes, and then I make it public once I know everything is good to go. All right. Here's another location for the tags. Originally, we did tags for our channel in general. These are now tags for each individual video. So again, the tags are meant for common misspelled errors in how people are identifying you. So, you know, I could put Pastor Taylor there. If they spell Taylor, Taylor, I can put that in there, or put Taylor, you know, signs, wonders, the same stuff. You know, you only want to put in if somebody's misspelling that video, and it's the common ones. Use tags again if your topic is different and somebody might misspell that topic. You can add additional tags, but these are the tags that are easily repeatable, that are going to be on every single channel, every single video. Like again, mine is AJ the CEO, AJ Holmes, AJ Holmes, Arthur Holmes, those things like that. E-missionary, E-missionary, media ministry training, stuff like that. Those are my common ones that go on every single video. And then based on whatever topic, that's when I might add additional tags for that. So do the ones that'll make it easy. So again, SWM, signs and wonders, you know, stuff like that. All right. That's all for information, basic information. Now let's go over to advanced. Now we just talked about chapters, but YouTube is now automatically adding chapters. You can do it manually or let them do it. If they do it, they might not do it the way you really want it to, but I like having it checked anyway, just in case if you forget to make chapters, it will do it for you. License. You have two licenses. You have the YouTube standard license or Creative Commons. Creative Commons means you waive the rights of ownership of that video, and anybody can take your video and use it in any way you want. That's fine if you know what you're doing with that. Again, I like to just keep it as standard, especially for a ministry page. You have your category. You can set your category to categorize all your videos. So most of the time, this is going to be nonprofits and activism. You can set your video language by default, which for me is going to be English, United States. Captions. This content was never aired on television. Pick whichever one is applicable. You also have title and description language. Again, for me, that's going to be English. Now, we have some extra functionality with our comments. We could allow all comments, but by default, YouTube is even knowing there's some nasty people that get out there on the comments. So they have it checked off by default to hold potentially inappropriate comments. I'm actually going to check off increased strictness, which is a beta and experiment. I've had people even on my personal channel do a bunch of nonsense, and this will capture and hold the comments, and you are able to flag them appropriately so that people can see them or not. You always could hold all comments and you have to flag every single one. That's your choice. Or you disable comments completely and no one can leave anything. I personally don't like that, but that is your choice. And the last option under advanced is show how many people like this video. It doesn't really matter. It's your choice. All right. Now let's go. Excuse me. Let's go to our next one, permissions. Now under here, this goes back to what I said at the beginning, that if you don't want to have one person have the keys to the kingdom, if they decide to get mad, the way I like to do it is I make an email account for the media ministry, and then everybody in the media ministry has access to that email. So no one person owns it. The account for the church, the media ministry account, has access to that. Now you could always invite other people to come a part of this. So like, for example, I could add me, My personal one, AJ, as different types accounts. You can't change anybody as the main owner. You can make them as a manager, which like right now, I'm a manager for the church's page. I don't own it. It was made by somebody else. You can also have an editor who can just view and stuff and create and edit content, but they can't make anything new. And you have different levels. Me personally, I would say add other people as managers if they are not a part of the media ministry. So that way, if anything happens, there's always redundancy. Like, for example, you could add somebody else in the trustees or something like that. That's how you could do that. All right. All right. Now, if we go to community, the community tab, well, this is community overall for your channel. You can add a moderator. So like Mike from Canada, he is a moderator on my channel. Before all this stuff was in place, he would manage the chat. He didn't moderate my channel. He moderated the comments. So he could kick somebody out, put somebody on mute, stop comments from going in. And depending on how active your community is in live streaming your comments, you might want to have to do that. So it's not just one person doing that. You also have approved users. So like going with the handles, I could add me, AJ the CEO. And you have hidden users. So if people start acting up, you can hide them, and they, no matter what they do, they will never show up in your comments or anything like that, and hide them. All right. And now some other new features that they've done, you can redirect lives. So for example, you can allow, say I'm doing my Q&As on Friday, and everybody who's in that audience, I can redirect them to another video when I'm done. That's a new feature that Twitch kind of does, like raids and things like that. They've added that. So you can allow all channels to redirect to your content. By default, they have that off, understandably. But then you can also allow specific channels. So again, I would use me, and then maybe I'll use my other channel. And then that would allow that to happen. All right. You also have a blacklist of words that you do not allow. You know, normally I put all the profanity words here and nonsense stuff here. So if anybody puts that stuff, it stops it. It holds their comment, so it's not allowed. And I also check off block links. I don't allow anybody to put any type of web link in our comments. I want that to be verified so that people aren't putting, hey, go buy this and it's a scam or something like that. I block all that. All right. Now, that's automated filters. Let's go over to defaults. And again, it's the same thing, but this is now universal over everything. As you see, the increased strictness is still checked off. That's what I want, universal across everything. And then messages in your live chat, I'm gonna do the same thing, hold potential inappropriate messages for review. So I would be able to moderate that, or if I had people as moderators for my channel, it could do that as well too. All right. Creator demographic is just being able to give more information to YouTube to know more about you. You don't, that's not a requirement, but that's how you can do it here. And then the agreements let you know everything that you're agreeing to using YouTube. It's just like a user manual. You're in their playground. You need to know by their rules, right? Whew, man, that was a lot, right? We still got some more to go. All right, so those are our settings. Now let's jump back over here and let's go to our playlist. Now, you can make playlists. Think of this as just like a store. When you walk into any type of store, they don't just put everything in the front. They have categorized everything for you. If you go into a grocery store, you have your frozen foods, you have your dry foods, you have your vegetables, you have your poultry, your seafood, your beef, whatever that you have. They have it separated. Think of that same way with your playlist. All right. You just don't want to throw all of your videos up there and you're letting the viewer have to pick. There's a way for them to do that, but with playlists, you can curate and kind of direct and steer people to make it very easy for them to find your content. So you can make as many as you want, but these are some of the ones that I like, that I recommend. So let's go over here to new playlist. And first, we're going to do live stream. And actually, no, let me take that back. We don't need to do that because YouTube has made a change to where it actually does this anyway, past live streams. So let's go to, for me, I would do sermons. I'll make another one called announcements. I would say music ministry. We'll also do Bible study. And I'm going to take that back when I said live stream. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to say worship service or services, whatever. And again, you can make as many of these as you want. This just gives you a name. Now, what we want to do is also go into each one of these and we can add a description because announcements, okay? Announcements of what? So we want to give some more context. So in here, I'm going to add a description. Everything you need to know about what is going on at, something like that. And I'm going to show you why that's important. All right, Bible study. Let's refresh that so you can see the description. And then music ministry. Videos from Judah and the music ministry. Stuff like that, and then our weekly in-person and online Bible study collection. You just want to give different ones, and I'll do one more. Service messages from our pastor and ministry leaders. You have up to 5,000 characters. You can get more descriptive in here, but the idea, you want to curate so that people know exactly where they're going to. And let's see, let's go back in here because we unlocked some other features here. All right. So we don't have any videos right now, but when we start adding videos, we will have a choice of picking which one will be the one that handles that, the thumbnail here. So let's go back in here and let's look at our playlist settings. And we have other settings for each playlist. Do you want to allow embedding, meaning that you can take this playlist and embed it in a web page if you want to. So if you're using the church website and you just want to have just the sermons there, you can make a playlist like we just did of nothing but sermons and put that there. We can have different services, the live stream, put it on our website, make it simple. Instead of doing one individual video, we just add the videos to the playlist, but the playlist is on the website. So that's your choice. You can set this as an official series. So if you're doing a Bible teaching on a series of videos, you can make a playlist just in covering that. Like our pastor recently did a series on the Deliver Me series, which encompassed about 7 to 8 messages from Bible study and stuff like that. You could do that. There's other ways you can do this. And then you also have options of add new videos to the top of this playlist. So it's a sort type of thing that makes it easier. Originally, you used to be able to put keywords and it will automatically add to that playlist, but YouTube took that away. I wish they brought that back. I really like that feature. All right. So we got our playlist. Now let's go all the way back to our dashboard. And actually, I'm sorry. Let's go to customization. Now, we skipped layout, but we needed to make some stuff done first. That's why we made those playlists. So when we go looking at our channel here, this is how our stuff looks. We want to come in here and we're going to lay out how people are going to see it. Again, think the storefront mentality. When somebody comes to your channel, and this is the very first time that anybody has ever been there, we can put a trailer video here that lets people know who haven't subscribed what your channel is about. My recommendation is have your leadership do a 90-second, don't want to do it super long, of what the ministry is and why anybody will want to come to your channel. This is where you can have your leadership introduce themselves. This is like the advertisement for your ministry if you want to do that. That will always show if somebody is new to your channel. Once they've subscribed, now you can pick a featured video, and that's going to be the next thing that they see. All right. And these are things that like I'm guilty of this. I need to update my channel trailer because it hasn't been updated in 3 years. So I'm going to be working on a new one for that. But again, we have featured videos. Preferably maybe put your most highly viewed video or the most recent teaching. You can come in here and change that. All right. Now let's leverage all of the stuff that we talked about before, what we just did with our playlist. We can have sections now. YouTube is really pushing shorts, that's short form content, vertical content. They already made a playlist for that. And if we look over here, we have tabs. In the future, I think in next year, you're going to have a shorts call out automatically up here. So this is probably going to go away. I don't know. But one thing personally, I would say get rid of uploads. Why? If we come over here, if you click on videos, it would show everything you're doing anyway. So let me go to my channel. So that's my video here. Since I'm not subscribed, that's why it says who we are. That's that video for non-subscribers that's seen. Now I have, see, popular videos. There's my shorts. These are my uploads that personally I need to go away with myself. And the reason why, if you click on videos, it shows every single video that you've ever uploaded already. So again, we want to think in the mindset of, hey, it's the store. We're not putting everything up. We want to curate and kind of direct people into stuff. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. And now let's add some of the stuff we just made. So we can add our live stream. And remember when I said there's no point in putting a group called live stream, because there's a group already made for past live streams that is right there. We can also add we can do upcoming live stream, which I need to actually do on our main channel. And we can come in here and now let's start doing some of those playlists we just did. So we can have sermons put here, and that playlist lists nothing but the sermons that have been categorized. You could add another one with, say, the music ministry. And then another one, we want to add our church announcements, stuff like that. So you can make this, and this is one of those things that this is not necessarily a set and forget it. You want to change it with time based on what your audience, the people who, and when I say audience, I do mean audience, not just the people who are in your ministry. This is meant for everyone else as well. Mainly focused for them. Tesla's website is not made for the people who already own a Tesla. It's made for the people who want to get to know about that. So think about that same way. This is not catered just to your ministry members. These are catered to other people you don't know who are going to be coming here. All right. So that's why we're directing their focus on the content and make it easily available instead of forcing them to search for everything. All right. And let's go ahead and publish that. And I can update this all day long, but you're not going to see a difference because we don't have any content to fill out anything. So as you start adding content, you'll start seeing that. If we come over here to analytics, this is where you can start seeing the information as your videos grow. The type of content is doing well, what your audience is, research to find out other stuff, it helps you with naming your videos. That's not for this video, but let me know if you would like me to do a video about that, because we can go to school on that. Comments. In this section, this is where you see everybody's comments, and you can put a filter. So like right now, the filter is for comments that you haven't responded to. You can uncheck that and it will show everything. You can click on the filter and add different stuff. You can do searches for certain words, whatever. And with all the filters we have in place, this is where you can click to see held for review. This will show you all the comments that have been held and your action of hide, delete, or allow, depending on what the content is. All right. Now, one of the other bigger things with your videos is you have to be mindful of, and we talked about it before, you cannot use audio that you do not own. I personally use Epidemic Sound. I've used Audio Jungle and Vato Elements to do my music. So I have a license for everything. If you ever have an issue where you get hit with stuff, it will show up here. So let me actually open up a page and I'll show you what that looks like. And I will go to another ministry page that I manage and just show you what that looks like. So if we come back here and we go to copyright, excuse me, not copyright. I'm going to the wrong one. Content. So right here, when this video comes out, see, we have a copyright claim. We can go details and it shows us where everything is. You can come in here and they rejected this dispute, which I completely disagree with. But anyway, you can come in here, you can trim out that section, replace the song, mute the song, or appeal it. Now, when you get to the point where somebody's sampling your stuff, so let me show you what that looks like on my side. Now, this isn't going to be immediate, but if I come over here, under here, it will show any matches if somebody has used your stuff. So, for example, I'm going to go to some removal requests because I've had to remove some people because they've stolen some content. I'll go here and see it flags it this way, and I can choose what I want to do with this. So like somebody took an entire video that I did here and they just stole the whole video, and I sent them a removal request, and that's what happens with it. So this is what will show up there, and you have the options of changing any of this stuff, messages that are going back and forth. And then here's archives of one who's used that video. Like I did a video for Starlink on the last cruise I went on, and then the channel Tesla Time News, the channel Now You Know used it because I made it for them. So that came up, and of course I archived that because they had the rights to use it. So that's how that stuff can be used. And again, it's going to be some time before you start getting that stuff. Like, again, we need to have been around for at least 2 months before we can start using that stuff. All right. If you ever wanted to get to monetization, there are some restrictions. Monetization will show you how you can be here. You need to have at least 1,000 subscribers, have 4,000 hours of watch time, and you need to turn on two-step authentication, which I did not do. Especially if you have an account, there are a bunch of con artists that are trying to manipulate your channel and anything. You want to make sure you secure this. You can turn on two-factor authentication and have it linked to an email or something like that, or a device, a cell phone or something like that, to verify who you are so somebody won't steal your account. It is recommended and required if you ever want to have any type of monetization, but especially once you get everybody locked in place, then do this two-step authentication. All right. But I think I jumped over and missed the comment that I was talking about when we were talking about copyright. You're not able to use any music that you want. You just can't play stuff. And that's when I was talking about, I use music from Epidemic Sound, Audio Jungle, and Vato Elements. If you have an issue trying to find any type of music, under the studio, you have the audio library, which gives you a selection of music and sound effects that you have permission to use. You can come in here and download it, add it to your videos when you're editing and stuff like that. You can star it if ones that you like. That way they're easily to go to it and you don't have to keep searching for it. That's another place that you can use. All right. So I think that is about it, folks. So if you go through all of that, you should have a nice channel, YouTube page set up, and just realize you can use this as a reference going forward. But realize that YouTube is making a lot of changes So don't expect this to be exactly the same thing going forward. Because again, that's the reason why I'm making a new one, because of so many significant changes that have made in YouTube. So I hope that helps you. If you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified for more videos to help modernize your media ministry. And again, go ahead and please share this video with any other ministries that are looking to set up their YouTube page, because that's what we focus on here, to help modernize your media ministry. My name is AJ, folks. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next video. Later.